Check, 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 check. All right, looks like we have audio levels. That looks good. Good morning, everyone. I'm going to give folks a couple of minutes to come on into the live stream, because I know that just sent out the push alert. Let me readjust the camera here. There we go. Because we got a lot to talk about today, including an escalation, if you will, of this winter storm coming in a bit stronger, especially this morning. Roads are quite a mess. So we got a lot to talk about. Again, I'm going to allow folks a couple of minutes to come into the live chat here, and then we'll get started. Get rid of some of my on-air stuff since we're done with that now until GMQC at 11. How long did it take everybody to get, if you had to go to work today, how long did it take you to get into work? So I take from Geneseo, Interstate 80, of course, changes into Interstate 280 once you get past the junction there. And normally I've got about a 25-minute commute into work. And today it took me definitely almost twice that amount to get in. It was a good 45 minutes or so to get here. Average speed on Interstate 80 when I was coming into town this morning was about 50 miles an hour. But once we got past the junction of 80 and 280, it slowed down to about 40 miles an hour. So really, really slow going this morning. That's going to continue to be the case really for the rest of today. We've already had reports of a significant accident near Williamsfield on Interstate 80 on the Iowa side there. Was talking to one of our radio partners earlier this morning. They had 8 semi-tractor trailers involved in that accident. And I've already seen one snowplow involved in an accident on the Iowa side of the river today. So a lot going on. It's a good day to stay home if you have to go out. Just make sure you're giving yourself some extra time. Travel is not impossible this morning, but it will become nearly impossible, if not impossible, as we go into tonight, because we're talking about that blizzard warning going into effect as we get near the 5 o'clock hour. And it's not for everybody. Not everyone is under the blizzard warning, but I'll show you that. I'll also show you just how rare being under a blizzard warning is and why you really got to take it seriously. So let me make sure we have some good audio going on before we dive in here. Again, a lot to talk about. Yes, we've got audio. Excellent. So welcome aboard, everybody, whether you're watching us on Facebook or whether you're watching us on YouTube Live. Let's dig in and show you what we've got going on. So let me pull up the interstates first there, because those have been quite a mess so far this morning. Thankfully, no big reports of any big accidents, at least here in the immediate Quad Cities, but there has definitely been some problems with Interstate 80 off to the west. Several accidents being reported, especially west of Iowa City. So be mindful of that. And conditions really kind of pretty bad throughout the entire region. This is a big, big storm system that's got far-reaching impacts. So there's the Interstate 80 corridor. The driving lane, the right-hand lane, not looking too bad. But that left-hand lane, I'm sure, is pretty well coated in snow. There's I-74. Nothing too crazy going on there. Let's go to the radar, because we had a little bit of a break this morning, right at about 6 o'clock, 6:30-ish. And now the break is quickly coming to an end as some lift is increasing with this storm system. Pretty good band of snow is now taking shape just south of the Quad Cities, running from just north of Galesburg right up through Henry County into Bureau County. That band is lifting to the north. I would expect our snowfall rate here in the Quad Cities to pick up really quickly as we go throughout the next couple of hours. Now, if you live south and east of the Quad Cities, especially getting into Bureau County, Knox County, near where you're seeing some of the pink there in Burlington, this is where we have a layer of warmer air that is kind of starting to mix into this system. And you're likely seeing not just all snow, but a mix of rain and snow, probably some sleet ongoing there too. Now, are we worried about ice potential? Not really. There could be a little period of some sleet that could cause some slick road conditions at times in that region, but the rest of us, this is a pretty much all snow event as we go throughout the day. So let's zoom in a little bit closer. Real heavy band of snow sitting south of Aledo. This is again working its way northward toward us here in the Quad Cities. Will likely drop a quick 1 to 3 inches. I've already seen several reports here in the metro, including 4.5 inches in Davenport. We've easily got 4 inches here in Moline. I'm going to get back outside after this live and see what we've got sitting outside here at the station, but sure looks like at least 4 inches sitting on the ground. And this will continue just really as we go throughout the rest of the day. So the storm total, we're still anticipating around 9 to 10 inches overall, especially where these heavier bands are setting up. We actually had some thunder snow this morning too, believe it or not. And if you were south of the Quad Cities, you saw that. I want to show you the video that DJ sent in. There you see that quick flash of lightning there. That was in Woodhull this morning. Still the possibility that we could see some thunder snow yet this afternoon. And a reminder, if you get the thunder snow, that is easily a snowfall rate of 2 to 3 inches per hour that you're going to see. So that possibility still exists area-wide throughout the day. Let me show you a wider view of this storm system so you can see what's going on throughout other parts of the region, because it's a biggie. Here you see the back edge of the snow, what we call the deformation zone, is getting ready to set up right across the Quad Cities, and that zone extends all the way west to Des Moines. So we've got several more hours of snow to go. Then, as we get after dark tonight, the concern will then switch to winds that will gust as high as 50 miles an hour, and that is why we have a blizzard warning. So who has the blizzard warning? If you're in the dark orange color on this map, that's you. You're under the blizzard warning, and that will begin at 5 o'clock. The rest of us will stay and remain in a winter storm warning until noon on Saturday. The blizzard warning will replace the winter storm warning for areas in dark orange there, 5 o'clock this evening, and will also go until noon tomorrow as well. That's just where we're expecting a little bit more emphasis on the stronger wind speeds and the lower visibility. Remember, a blizzard warning has nothing to do with the amount of snow that's on the ground. It's not even in the definition of the word blizzard or the criteria that they use for blizzard warning, and I'm going to show you that here in a second. But the main thing is, if you're in the blizzard warning, travel will become nearly impossible, if impossible totally after dark tonight. You're losing the daylight. There will be whiteout conditions. There are tow bans already in place across Scott County, Muscatine County. That will likely be expanded after dark. And plus, they're likely going to start pulling plows off the road too once this blizzard warning goes into effect later this evening. What does that mean? It means that if you need to travel, it should really only be in the case of an emergency, or maybe your place of employment is not allowing you to use the weather as an excuse to not take off work. So if it's absolutely necessary and you have to travel tonight, you want to make sure you have that winter weather survival kit in your car. It includes a flashlight, a shovel, several blankets or extra coats to keep you warm, non-perishable food, water, and also some sand or some cat litter to help get you unstuck. Because if you get stuck or stranded, the fact that they're doing tow bans and they're pulling plows off the road most likely this evening, that means you are going to have a very long wait to be rescued. It is not going to be a quick affair. So again, absolute emergencies if you need to travel tonight. Otherwise, you should be off the roads. Even the Beast will be off the roads later this evening, because we don't want to be caught out there either. If the Iowa State Patrol doesn't want you on the roads, we don't need to be on the roads either. So we also keep that in mind. Just because we're the news doesn't mean that we're immune to any of those orders. So just kind of keep that in the back of your head. So let's talk about what a blizzard is and what a blizzard warning, what the criteria is. So a blizzard is when you have frequent wind gusts of 35 plus miles per hour, in addition to considerable falling, blowing snow that reduces visibility to less than 1/4 of a mile for at least 3 hours or more. Nowhere in that definition of a blizzard warning or a blizzard itself does it mention how much snow you have to have. You could have a blizzard warning with only 1 inch of snow on the ground and that same wind speed, because it doesn't matter whether you have 1 inch of snow on the ground or whether you have 12 inches of snow on the ground. The visibility is still going to be near zero with whiteout conditions. So I just wanted to make that clear. Just because it's a blizzard warning does not mean you're going to be buried in 1 foot of snow. It has nothing to do with the snowfall amount. It has everything to do with the impact of the wind on the snow that is already on the ground. So just wanted to kind of clear that up. So let's go through future tracks so you can see how all of this is going to play out. There you see that rain snow line. It sits well southeast of the Quad Cities, from just south of Princeton, runs through Peoria. Macomb is likely going to get a period of rain late this morning into the early afternoon. And then that snow band really starts to solidify up again right over top of the Quad Cities for much of the afternoon and into the early evening. We're pushing back the timeline in terms of when the accumulating snow is going to stop. That now looks like it's going to be reserved until after midnight for most of us. So we'll expect the falling snow that's going to pile up to stop shortly after midnight, but the wind will continue on, and that's why we have a blizzard warning for most of us until noon tomorrow. So here's the updated winter storm timeline. Major impacts continue all day today, all day tonight, and for the first half of tomorrow. I put the snowfall amounts on there for you so you can see what I'm expecting us to be at. Still thinking about 9 to 10 inches of snow here in the Quad Cities. That accumulating snow comes to an end shortly after midnight, but the wind will still be with us as we go beyond the midnight hour. Even tomorrow morning at sunrise, we still have winds gusting at 30 miles an hour, which will cause significant blowing and drifting of snow, especially in open areas. When is it going to be safe to travel again? I agree with the National Weather Service. When it comes to expiring that blizzard warning at the noon hour, that's when I think it'll be safe to get out and about if you absolutely need to. I think it's even safer by tomorrow evening because winds are much lighter, and that will give road crews plenty of time to work on a good chunk of the roads that are in the region. So there's Future Trek's rendition of how much more snow is yet to come. Totals of 7 to 9 inches, possibly 10 inches here in the Quad Cities. A little bit lighter amounts from Princeton to the southeast because we're counting on that rain-snow mix. But otherwise, it's another hefty round of snow on top of everything we've already gotten. It's likely that once this storm system wraps up tomorrow morning, most of us are going to have close to a foot of snow on the ground with both of these systems combined quite easily. And of course, a lot of that's going to blow around. Let's talk about what happens after this storm system. And I forgot to change the color on that box, so forgive me for that. But a Windchill Watch is in place for the entire Quad Cities. It starts tomorrow evening, and it goes until noon on Tuesday. What a Windchill Watch means is that we're looking at wind chill values Sunday morning all the way through Tuesday morning that are likely going to touch 20 to 30 plus degrees below zero. That is frostbite in under 30 minutes for any exposed skin. I can actually take you through Future Trek here and show you how this is all going to work. So this storm system is so strong that it's going to latch onto some really cold Arctic air that's been sitting over southwest Canada for a couple of days. And as the system pulls away, it brings that air in here. We have close to a foot, if not more, of snow on the ground. That keeps the air really, really cold. It doesn't really downplay or downgrade the intensity of that cold air. It remains intact almost fully, so that by the time we get to Sunday evening, this is 6 o'clock. These are feels like temperatures, not the actual temperature, but feels like temperatures. We're talking 30 below zero by Sunday afternoon, Sunday night. Into Monday morning, it's the same thing, 30 to 35 degrees below zero for a wind chill Monday morning. Thank goodness it's Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and the kids don't have school. Because if that wasn't the case, I have a feeling there'd be a lot of delays. Some schools might even cancel, especially the ones that are in more open country rural areas. It doesn't get any better Tuesday either. We're expecting another very cold start Tuesday morning. Look at that. I mean, 42 degrees below zero for a wind chill in DeKalb on Tuesday morning. So Tuesday morning may have some delays, some school cancellations too. If we keep this trend going, that is easily wind chill warning criteria as we get into early next week. So I guarantee you that wind chill watch will turn into a wind chill warning at some point here, likely in the next 24 hours or so. So it's one thing after another here in the near term. We've got the blizzard conditions tonight, and then we've got this dangerous cold coming in for early next week. The good news is, even though we're going to have the cold coming in early next week, we're not going to be seeing any big snowfall with that cold air. The snow is actually going to take a little bit of a break for a while. I don't see any big systems coming in. There's a small weak one coming in next Thursday with some snow showers, but it doesn't look like we're going to add to the snowpack significantly in any big way once we get past the storm system this weekend. It just gets cold. So that's a little bout of good news, I guess you could say, and in the midst of all of this, but my goodness, what a week this has been. So I'm going to go through some of the questions here real quick. I've got about 10 minutes before I got to be somewhere for our morning editorial meeting so I can answer some of the questions. I'm glad the comments section on YouTube is working this morning. I see we got that figured out. One of you saying it took your husband an hour and 15 minutes to get to work when it usually takes 20, and that's from Gold Township to Kewanee. I would believe it. I mean, my commute was almost doubled as well. This morning, practically. Laura's wondering, will the blizzard warning be extended into the Illinois counties? That is absolutely possible. If we get into this evening and we notice that areas that aren't in the blizzard warning right now have really low visibility and we're seeing a lot of issues, do not be surprised to see the National Weather Service extend that blizzard warning. I've been saying for much of the morning to treat the ongoing winter storm warning as if you were in a blizzard warning. I wouldn't recommend travel at all this evening after dark especially. Kewanee has had a lot of snow and it's going to get worse from, I think it's Darien? I think it's Darien. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Yeah, you've definitely had your fair share of snow. In fact, last I looked, somebody from Kewanee had thrown in a measurement of about 4 to 5 inches of new snow with this system on top of what you've already got. So there's a lot of snow that's definitely going to be blowing and drifting as we go throughout this evening. Let me hop over to our simulcast, which is on our Facebook pages, and I want to thank you for joining us there too. Just wanted to make sure and get the word out to everyone. I know not everyone uses YouTube, so I want to make sure we get it in all places here, just so that everybody knows what's going to be going on. Let's see if we can get it to pull up here. So many different apps that Meta's got you using. By the way, if you were curious, I went back and looked to see how many times we've had a blizzard warning here in the Quad Cities, at least Rock Island County anyway. And the data that I have goes back to 1986, so about 37, 38 years. In those years, we've only had a blizzard warning issued 12 times in 30-some years, 30-plus some years. So that's why I say it's rare. It is. It is the highest level of alert that the National Weather Service can issue. Think of it like a tornado warning. We know that's the highest level of alert the National Weather Service can issue during the spring and summer months. Well, during the winter months, a blizzard warning is also the highest level of a warning or alert that the National Weather Service can issue too. So that's why they're taking this so seriously. They don't put out blizzard warnings very lightly at all. It takes a lot of convincing and a lot of strong data for them to do just that. Let's see if we got any questions I can answer in Facebook here. We got a few minutes. Thank you guys, too, for the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. No problems working on my birthday, especially when we have a storm system like this. This is what I do for a living. It's what I love to do. And to me, it's not work. So I'm happy to be here on my birthday. It's no big deal whatsoever, but I appreciate it. Linnell's asking, do you think the blizzard warning will be extended north? That could certainly be a possibility. And again, I want people to treat the winter storm warning as if you're going to see ground blizzard conditions. Tyler's asking when the Windchill Watch will be changed to a warning or advisory. As early as tomorrow morning, you're going to see that happen, I think. Amber, yes, absolutely. Galesburg and Knox County will start to see some of this blizzard-type activity. Don't be surprised if you get included in that. Brett, same thing with you in Clinton. Don't be surprised if this gets expanded again. We're kind of in wait-and-see mode to see how this is all going to unfold before we add any more counties to that. Thank you, Sam and Ethel. Appreciate it. Let's see. Charlene says, yeah, if you don't have the sand or kitty litter in your car for your emergency kit, you can use your floor mats. Absolutely. We kind of talked about that a little bit yesterday. Your floor mats can work in some cases. Tyler's asking, what will happen to the snow if it flash freezes? This snow doesn't have a lot of water content in it compared to what we had earlier this week. There'll be a little crust that forms to it, but other than that, I'm not too worried about it. Good morning, Laura. Amber says they had thunder snow this morning around 3 a.m. Wasn't that exciting? So cool. So cool. Thank you, Regina, for the birthday wishes. Terry says, drifted in all hours of shoveling I did yesterday. I know. Ugh. Hey, Karen, good morning. Good morning, Bobby. Thank you. Good morning, Laura. Thank you. Thank you, Steve. Let's see. Christina's saying 60 more days until spring. Amen. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Marianne. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Lindell. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, Amber. Yeah, Chris, visibility next to nothing in Geneseo. I'd believe it. Amber says, been sleeting for about an hour and a half in Galesburg. Yeah, you're kind of on that line. that rain-snow line. Going to see a little bit of that. Thank you, Tyler, and thank you, Mary, for the birthday wishes there. Let me hop over to WQAD Facebook, see if there's anything I can answer there. I got 5 minutes. 5 minutes to go for the next thing I got to be at. Are they closing the steep hills again? I haven't heard anything about that yet, Vanessa, but I'll keep my ears and eyes open and see. Haven't heard anything about that yet. Kathleen, on average, most of us 5 to 10 inches. The higher totals will be along and north of Interstate 80. Keith is asking about Rock Falls and Whiteside. No blizzard warning for you. That's just to the south of you. But again, treat this winter storm warning, even in Sterling Rock Falls, especially if you live in an open area, as if it were a blizzard warning. There's going to be some strong winds this evening that'll pick it up. You're expecting close to 5 to 10 inches worth of snow. You're welcome, Monica. I'm glad you're enjoying them. Dina saying it's coming down hard in Dixon. Danita is supposed to fly into Moline tomorrow if it's not canceled. The later in the day, the better. I know that they pretty much canceled everything in Moline today. Tomorrow's going to be kind of touch and go, but the later in the day, the better. Deb says it's snowing in Linden. Raining in Galesburg, according to Xavier. Thank you for letting me know about that. Yeah, you're definitely on that line of a rain-snow mix. Your totals, by the way, in Galesburg will be somewhat lower than what the rest of us are going to get because of that rain-snow mix. And let's see, Sharon, that is an awesome little tip. She had tote lids in her car one day during an ice storm, and her friend was stuck. You stuck the lids under her tires, and off she went. Hey, so car mats, tote lids, they all work. Thank you, Carmen. Appreciate it. Thank you, Elizabeth. You're welcome. Thank you, Samantha. Thank you, Autumn. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Kathleen. Shane's asking about Davenport. I think about 5 to 10 inches is a good bet for us here. Probably closer to 9 when it's all said and done. And a blizzard warning that begins at 5 o'clock this evening. Do not travel this evening after dark unless you absolutely have to. Thank you, Jess. I appreciate the kind words. Thank you, Jane. You're quite welcome. Thanks, Kathy. Thanks, Emily, as well. Thunder snow, yeah. We could see some thunder snow yet late this morning and into the afternoon. That just means it's going to be really, really, really heavy. Nick is wondering if Moline City is running garbage collection, if anybody's got an answer there. I don't live in Moline, so I couldn't tell you, but if we hear anything, we'll certainly put it on the newscast coming up on GMQC at 11. What time are the high winds in the Quad Cities? Tammy, you can see that on this graphic right here after dark. We're going to start to see those wind gusts approach 50 miles an hour. These are wind gusts, by the way, not the sustained winds. Sustained winds will be about 20 to 25 miles an hour. Tammy says it's snowing in Cambridge. Thanks. Thanks for the birthday wishes. Don't speed, and turn on your headlights. Yes, Anthony, amen, brother. Turn on those headlights. Get them on. Daytime LED running lights, they don't cut it. You need the whole shebang. Get those headlights on. All right, guys. We will see you coming up a little bit later this morning for GMQC at 11. Stay safe out there. If you have to travel, slow it down, headlights on. Travel not impossible until we get to after dark tonight. So stay safe, stay warm, and we'll catch you coming up at 11 o'clock. We'll see you then.